Welcome back, fans, to the ECHL Insider. I'm your host, Garrett Hunter, excited to give you an update on the Kelly Cup playoffs, Eastern and Western Conference Finals. Before we get to that, a little bit of ECHL news for you, as the Vice President of Hockey Operations of the league, Joe Ernst, has decided to step down and take a job as Hockey Operations President at Zaire Sports and Entertainment, who they manage several ECHL franchises, so he will not be with the league anymore, but will still be a part of the ECHL, helping Zaire Sports Entertainment manage some other ECHL franchises. And also, the South Carolina Stingrays announced that they have hired a new head coach. Jared Nightingale will be the new head coach of the South Carolina Stingrays. He has 202 ECHL games that he has played when he was a player in his hockey career. He also played in the AHL, but 202 games of ECHL playing experience here is, I think a very valuable thing for him as you go now to be a coach in the ECHL. He will know the climate of this league. He'll know how to deal with it more. And I think that's a very important thing, especially in that difficult to play in South Division. I think a very, very good coaching hire for the South Carolina Stingrays. Well, now we'll move on to the conference finals and start in the Eastern Conference, where it's the Florida Everblades holding a 2-1 lead over Adirondack. They took game 1 in Glens Falls, and Adirondack answered in game 2 with a 2-0 shutout. Isaac Poulter, the goaltender, though, for the Adirondack Thunder, amazing in game 2. He stole the show in game 2, very good. But then Cam Johnson in game 3, a shutout performance, 4-0 win for the Florida Everblades in game 3. And Johnson played exceptional, especially in that game 3 performance. So 2-1 right now for the Everblades, and I think really to focus in now on game 4 if you're the Adirondack Thunder. You don't want to go down 3-1 to a playoff experienced Everblades team that could easily finish a series game 5 at home if they're able to pull off a win in game 4. Moving on to the Western Conference Finals, very action-packed first 3 games between the Mavericks and the Walleye. Mavericks hold a 2-1 lead over the Walleye. They won the first 2 games, and the goaltending, again, very, very good, especially from goaltender Jack LaFontaine. He got the start in game 2 for the Mavericks. Very impressed with him. He faced several shots, I think over 40 in game 2, and only allowed 1 goal to the Walleye in game 2. Very impressive from LaFontaine. We'll see if he gets the start game 4. And the Walleye, down 2-0 when they were heading into that game 3, they needed that win at home, and they got it. Something very interesting to me in game 3 was only up 1 goal late in the third period. Kansas City's going to pull their goalie, and they did, pressured in the offensive zone, and the Walleye cleared the puck to center ice, and Riley Sawchuk had a straight shot at the empty net. He took it and scored for a hat trick, but it was later determined that Brandon Hawkins played that puck with a high stick, and that goal was waved off. But all the fans didn't know it. They threw all their hats on and celebrated, and hundreds of fans lost their hat because of a waved off hat trick. So feel bad for the fans. They lost their hats. And Riley Sawchuk, he wanted a playoff hat trick, and he didn't get it because that puck was played with a high stick. We will show you that video, by the way, at the end of this episode. Very interesting how that played out. They actually announced over the PA that the whistle blew, but you couldn't hear it because of how loud the Huntington Center was, just to show you how good their fans are. Just so loud they couldn't hear the whistle. But unfortunate that it touched Brandon Hawkins' stick above the crossbar, and they weren't able to get that goal. But they did hold on with several key saves from John Letherman at the end of game 3 to win that game. And now it's 2-1, headed to Kansas City for games 4, 5, 6, and 7 if needed. So very interesting. And for the Mavericks, home ice advantage for the rest of this round. You can finish it off at home. I think very important that they do that. And an uphill battle definitely for the Walleye. They trail the series. They would have to win 3 out of 4 games on the road if they want to advance to the Kelly Cup Finals. Well, now check off that waved off hat trick that I was talking about earlier. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Tell your hockey friends about us if you haven't already. And we will see you at the end of this series to wrap it up for you and give you a preview of the Kelly Cup Finals.
Chipped up towards the line, and out it goes. Sawchuk for the empty net. He scores! A hat trick for Riley Sawchuk. Now the referee and linesmen are getting together here at center ice.